fair.
They're guys. They do magic. They are the magic guys.
I went in focus at the wrong time. Come on. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby.
Can't believe that worked.
Is that what you were rolling up before, Doug?
That and a couple other things.
I was like wondering
boy.
what you were doing over there.
Yeah, doing a little stage management.
Wait, where's your Christmas hat, brother? It's Christmas and you're not
Look, this
wearing
is
your hat.
maroon. Hold on. I'll be back.
He's got the
Good
Christmas
boy.
beard. I found, well, thanks to Chris from the other day, you got these too, Jace, but I was like, all right, I need some kind of Christmassy cards, and the Nuggets are the closest I got.
You didn't get a green deck? You don't have a green deck?
Yeah, I might have a green deck. You're right. But
I bought.
I went with
I
red.
bought- oh, pardon me.
All right, speak.
You're excused.
I'm saying I bought this hat when I had a notorious local agent who wanted me to be Magic Santa. This is as close as he
Ooh.
got. So this is what you get, especially
It's
at
like-
these prices.
It's like a summer Santa who's been hitting the gym.
You know,
That's what it looks like.
agents. Could you wear a red Santa hat and say ho 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 a few times when you do your magic for less than normal fee?
What did you call me?
Man. Yeah,
What
I'll do
did
it,
you
'cause I have
call
to
me?
buy Christmas gifts.
Live
I'll
on
do it.
air?
There's a few magicians I've seen that do go into the Santa route. Like some of them are older, so they're doing like the Santa chair, shopping center kind of
Yeah, why do you
gigs.
think I'm getting fat? I'm working on the next phase.
Yeah, I
Phase
saw your
two.
post. I
Ho,
saw
ho,
your post
ho.
for your New Year's resolution. Are you gonna lose all that holly jolly belly, brother?
Look, man. There'll
No,
be a
it's just
new
gonna
me
be-
by the end of 2023. Just watch.
Hey man, we're
You're
all
just going
doing
to be
it.
more flexible, right?
No, man. The whole package is getting developed.
Right, he's gonna be a beautiful
I like
man. Anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Mr. Beast if you haven't already.
Because he'll give you a cookie. I'm still waiting for mine though.
You get a cookie every time you get a subscriber to his channel. That's why I'm so fat.
I think since we've sat here, I've seen you get 2 new subscribers on your screen.
Oh, have you? I haven't even noticed, bro. I just kind of sit here and let the
Must be nice.
work through me.
The Lord walk through you.
Work.
Oh, that sounds like
Anyway,
special
what's up,
Christmas
guys? Welcome back to the podcast. It's been a minute since we've sat down all together. The hell's going on? Oh, my channel is just doing things. Oops. Anyway, as I was saying, welcome back to the channel. It's a place where dreams come true. This is the podcasting channel. We also have our own individual channels if you're new to the podcasting channel. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, we also have YouTube channels. If you don't know what I mean when I say channel. So what's crack-a-lackin', people? Doug's in his full maroon getup.
Happy holidays, everyone. We've almost survived the gauntlet. I'm sure all the magi have been furiously magician. I know I
Right.
have. It's like, man, it's been a
2020
lot.
2023, Josh. You got goals? You got goals, baby?
Mate, I got them goals, boy.
Let's hear a few. Let's hear a few of them goals.
Well, look.
Say it right into the ZV1, buddy.
I want to hear
in
Josh
4K.
Norbito goals. What are your goals, Mr. Norbito?
Let me think about it for a second. I
Don't
mean,
think too long.
definitely the one goal is to do more theater shows, like with Showman.
I love that.
I want to write my own show that I can do when I'm not doing Showman.
Testify.
I've done so many close-up gigs in this year that I'm not over it. I just want to find a more fun way to do close-up magic, if that makes sense. And I think that's
That's
how I'll
the
do
nail on the head, baby.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
You do
you
those
considered-
walk-around gigs for about 20 years, you start getting sour on it.
Have you considered doing something besides pneumonicosis every single performance?
Nine.
I was thinking of doing Clingy Club Sandwich
Yeah, you could do that.
and Deck to Hat. They're the 2 I'm mainly working on.
See, I like how in that insult you managed to name 2 tricks that I do often, whereas I can only think of one that you do.
Well, you see, they're the ones I like doing on video because they're not a backtrackable thing, and I'm a part of what do you call it? Memory deck group forum, so I like to be able to like share these videos in there.
Hashtag
But,
Uber Geeks.
Have people that
You find
like
them
seeing
hanging
the
out.
effect. Yeah, I know. But and maybe it's the one effect that you don't see as many people do. So I'm like, all right, sweet. Let me get better at this.
And there you go.
By the way,
Patrick Shower farrowing together 2 decks perfectly.
we got it.
Respect. Hey, what were you saying? By the way, what?
Ooh.
By the way, what? Huh?
By the way, I enjoyed Adam's vlog. I assume you filmed most of it. Adam Axford that he put up yesterday.
Well, when you say most of it, you mean all of it, right? Like, yeah, of course. He doesn't even own a camera.
Yeah. I imagine you filmed mostly all of it.
He's freeloading. He's freeloading off my bloody camera.
What about the edit? Because even the color grading looked nice. Did you edit it?
No, it's because it's filmed on a Sony A7S III. Yeah, you can't really go wrong with it.
Do you do much color grading to a footage like that, or is it pretty much?
Don't really need to, man. The quality of the camera is so good.
Yep.
I'm filming because I like to minimize my workload. You can film in S-Log. I don't know how you guys go with like knowing stuff about picture profiles, but you can film in S-Log.
Raw.
Yeah, S-Log 3, which is raw footage. But at the moment I'm filming in S Cinetone, and then in the camera I've changed the saturation and the blacks and all that sort of stuff so that straight out of the camera it's more or less color graded already.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you get more out of S-Log. Like, if you film in S-Log and you color grade it yourself, you can do more with the footage. But I kind of like that realistic look anyway. You know what I mean? Like the real colors and a bit of vibrancy to them and stuff. I don't want to change the mood of the shot too much.
I know, like the videographers we know, like Dan will say that the color ends up being richer and a lot more. You can do a lot more with it once you add a LUT onto it in editing. But we ain't got time for that.
That's what I'm thinking. If that was our only job, fine, we could spend all day in the editing room getting the colors perfect. But doing the.
What about you, Doug? You doing a 365 this year?
You asking me that?
Yeah.
No.
What do you mean? No, it's 2023.
I thought about that for about 10 minutes.
Hey?
No. I'm not even. I think about 30 days and I get high anxiety. So no, I'm just not going to put myself through that.
Mika's going to do it.
Well,
I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great idea for some people.
Yeah, I think it's the right move for Mika. I mean, I've heard you tell me he's doing it, but I haven't heard him say he's doing it yet. I guess once I see the first video, I'll be like, okay, he's locked in.
True.
What about you, Jace? Are you gonna?
I reckon he'll do it.
Are you gonna do it again?
Well, now that I've got my new ZV1, brother, I really have no excuse. Huh?
I still say this. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy to have to do the 365 for vlogging.
Oh, dude, it's a painful challenge. Like, you have to streamline your workload, and then convenience is a big factor. So, like, here's the thing: if I was gonna do it, now would be the time to do it for a few reasons. One, Mika's in Australia. Mika's in Australia, which means like if I need someone to help me film, I have someone who can help me film. Also, coincidentally, someone who would also be doing the challenge, so I could help them out as well, right? And vice versa. But before it was like the middle of COVID. Like the first time I tried to do it, it was the middle of COVID. And that was difficult, right? Because we weren't even allowed to meet up in person and stuff. And I had to film it all in my living room and try to make it interesting. And I lived in this little shoebox apartment because we were supposed to move to Sydney, and that was like a temp apartment between apartments. It was some crazy stuff, man.
You were doing it like you had a good flow until you got sick, right? Because it all caught up on you. The workload, you staying up all night editing.
Yeah, I got really sick.
Spending all day being cool.
I would think a lot of pre-planning is the smart way to go about this. Like, take a year to plan the year. Really, or 6 months. Flying by the seat of your pants is.
Kian's got the right idea.
Not recommended.
You need 3 things: enough magic experience, confidence, and high levels of insanity.
I have all 3 of those.
Creativity is important.
I think
creativity.
I think the old saying of like document, don't create is the way to do it. And so like document the 365 as opposed to trying to create a new video every day. And then just the hard part is filming the trick. Well, the thing is it all comes down to the quality, right? Like the quality that you want to put out there into the world. That's what makes it hard. Yep. So like if you're okay with just like slapping any old video of a performance up, then probably one of the easiest challenges ever, right? But if you're one of those people like me who has like a singular frame flash, and then you start panicking about whether or not you should use that footage or not, then it can be a problem.
Tough. Yeah, that's pretty tough.
But I mean, Josh is going to do the challenge, so I can't wait personally to see how that goes.
I like the idea of giving yourself the flexibility of maybe not having to do a magic trick every day. Maybe it's not always about that. Just making the videos is enough.
Like 365 videos for the year.
Yeah, and maybe it's not a trick every day.
Yeah, well, I thought about it like if I was going to do it again, I would count shorts as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like you'd have to. Like,
absolutely,
you bloody have to. There's no way.
No, man, shorts count. Absolutely, they count.
Shorts, absolutely.
They're not a gimme if you're doing it right. Right?
Yeah, they're hard.
It takes hours.
At least, and at least a short, like while it will take a lot of planning to do a year of them, you can bang them out in an hour, right? As long as you have the idea.
No,
you could film and edit.
It takes me a few hours every time, at least.
Yeah, but I've got the skills of a god, so.
But you're in New Orleans time, so that's longer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. New Orleans times take longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I drink a lot when I'm working, so that slows me down a bit.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
You got these extra cats running around your studio.
Got one
at the
around
same
here.
time.
He's busy.
This is the strategy, right? Josh is going to do a 365. I'll do a 365, and Mika will do a 365. 3 people all doing it at the same time. Holy!
The idea of that
crazy.
The idea of that is great. It is great, and I did seriously consider it for the day when you brought it up. I was like, okay, let's say I am doing it. How am I going to do this? And then I was like, okay,
obviously with a camera.
I kind of had an idea. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna sit down this potato. I'm gonna get a camera, and then I mentioned it to Sandy, and like after I'd said the first sentence, oh yeah, Jace is thinking of us all doing the 365. She's like, oh God, no, that sounds horrible. She's like, anyone you've told me that's done it, you just said it was like they had the worst time ever. I'm like, yeah,
I didn't have the worst time ever.
True.
I was doing great until I got sick.
Yeah.
There needs to be a wager if there's more than 3, like a last longer bet, who survives the longest.
Yeah, like Patrick's saying. 3 dudes got to put money on it to keep it interesting.
There you go. That's my kind of guy. What's up, Patrick?
$50,000 riding on this challenge. Winner takes all.
My kindred spirits there. Yeah. Yes.
I could do 365 of shorts. But then I don't feel like at the end of the year, am I going to be happy with having made 365 shorts, or would I be more happy having done like 100 really well thought out vlogs and some shorts?
How are you going to do 100 well thought out vlogs when you only make 1 a week, bro?
Like I said, with 6 months preparation, maybe this year has a creative path that's fruitful and interesting for everybody.
Yeah,
but flying by the seat of your pants, good luck.
Yeah. Realistically, I think I just want to up my game in content to the previous year. So as long as I'm doing more, I'm happy with that for this year.
Yeah,
just do 365 Aussie magician videos, bro.
Well, the stupid thing with that is now that I've made the 3rd one of them, I can actively see that video. That style of video is just performing so much better than my normal content. It's kind of annoying in the best way. Like we talked about it already, Jay.
What's the style? What do you speak of?
So I've started making these shorts of an Aussie magician character that has a real like hard Aussie accent.
I've spotted this character. Are they killing it? Are you killing it with this?
Those videos peak. They do a lot better than the other. And I always make sure because I'm not trying to become that character full time. I'm just mixing it, amongst the content.
Yeah, it's not too far over the top, right? It's just like near the top.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sketch, but I'm still doing magic, but I'm just fully going for the Aussie.
Yeah, I dig it.
Stereotype. Anyway, the videos are doing well, but I don't think I could do a year of it, like of straight up.
Not with
Aussie
that
magician.
attitude, bro. Come on.
Yeah, mate. Well, look, just bloody oath, truth. This will be the toughest thing in my life. All right, like
You're hotter than a dingo's undercarriage, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yo, what'd you guys do leading up to Christmas, by the way? Because we all
I got a house full of
haven't really
street
talked that
performers
much.
at the moment. We had a what do you call it? A misfits Christmas, where all of the streeties with no family together.
That's awesome. Been to a few of those. Those are great gatherings.
Yeah, we had a good time, man. It's
Yeah.
a bunch of people, jugglers and acrobats and magicians and all kinds of stuff. It's great.
What's up, Mike?
Sadly, Voltac left the country. He's back over in Vietnam now.
That's right. But you're going to visit him.
Listen to Bob, that little brown nose. The 100 vlogs done in Brisbane time is the better route, in my opinion, for Josh. Little brown nose.
The funny thing is, Bob.
I'm
the
using
funny
you
thing
out
is,
of here,
Bob.
Bob. Get out of here.
The last time I did 100 vlogs, it took me 3 years. Which is the honest truth. Bro.
All right, at least try and do 2 vlogs a week. At least make that one of your goals.
And
instead of just one, like try and push out 2. Try and just up your count a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right?
But see, that still sounds like a lot, but way more attainable than 7
All right, we'll do
a
that.
week.
Do that. 2 a week.
Well, I can't
gentleman's
just do it
agreement
because you're
right here.
telling me.
I'll do 1 a day. You only have to do 2 a week. Let's do it.
But your track record is not looking good to do that.
Yeah, first person to give up. First person to succeed, or rather, wins a ZV1.
Now, I'm interested. Now there's skin in the game.
Josh. So what do you have to literally, yeah, but you'll have to buy one for me when you lose. And then I'll have 2. And then I can film 4K from multiple angles.
I'm over here just hoping to get a second M50. That's my budget.
Nice.
I have a second
with
M50.
me is, the problem with me is once I do commit to something, no matter how shitty I'm feeling or like want to quit, I won't let myself quit. Like it is, man. You've seen my hair slowly degrading. I hang out to the last straw, no matter what.
All right, we'll commit to it right now. Then I'd love to see more vlogs from Josh.
Yeah,
I feel like
you bully us into a lot of
vlogs.
You bully us into a lot of challenges. I can't just say yes to this one straight away.
No bullying.
Oh, you guys should do the Trick a Day May. All right, and then Jason stops and we're stuck.
I did it. I did
still
the Trick a Day
it.
May. I did 30 videos.
Maybe on one of the
they alternated. They
alternated
alternated between shorts and long form, but I did it. Son of a bitch.
Not every year. I've done it 3 years now because you've said we should do the.
I definitely did it. I definitely did it in 2019. All right.
The first year you probably did
because I did 100 and fucking something ridiculous videos in a row, and then the year after that I don't think I did, but then the previous year I did.
Yeah, I just remember.
The only one I never did. Yeah, the only one I never touched was when we were going to try that Tarbell challenge. I didn't even touch that.
That one you didn't touch, but I remember a Trick a Day May where you were like, "Oh, I missed. I was busy doing something, so I'm just gonna bang out like 5 shorts today to catch up," and that's when I knew that was the end.
Yeah, that was 2020, I believe. That was 2020. That was the one that I gave up on. Yeah.
Anyways, who cares? You still got.
You know what they say, brother? If in doubt, just keep trying.
And the baby
I
will
wish
come out.
I wish I had the same resolve as I do when I'm busking, because like I've been busking for 11 years, man, and I never get tired of it. You know what I mean? Like 11 years, I go out there all the time. I never stop, and it's just like, imagine if I could put that energy into something else. Oh shit!
But that's the thing. What could you put that energy into? Like, what could you possibly?
365 days of busking challenge.
That you could do, and then literally all you'd have to do is film it as well.
Of me one time at the airport, just busking at the airport.
True, man. That would be, now that's a concept, because then wherever you are, you got to find some shitty way to still busk, even if you're nowhere near a busking pitch.
I'm just like at a bus stop in the middle of like Alabama, just in the desert.
No, you're on the bus,
doing a street show
you're
on
like,
the bus.
Watch me, I'm good.
You guys enjoyed my show? You guys enjoyed my show? Please put some money in the hat.
Yeah,
I just get knocked out at some point.
And the bus driver, yeah, please, and help me so I can live a good life too. And the bus driver's like, get fucked.
And the bus driver's there getting, $23 an hour driving 400 kilometers.
Yeah. I had to do a close-up gig on a bus once. That's when I knew I was at my peak career.
One of those party buses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, those things suck, huh?
And it was on the highway. It was on the highway going.
You were
from
performing
Brisbane.
while it was moving on the highway.
Yeah. Dude, it's horrible. I've done one
Yeah.
as well. Josh, I did one. Remember that when I went up to Brisbane for the yacht club?
Yes.
Yeah, they hired me for like an extra hour to go on the bus back to Brisbane.
Oh.
Doing magic on the bus, and it was like, oh man, it was like, an easy K, but
yeah,
but it was a rough ride. Holy. Everyone's getting drunk. There was just chicks hanging off like stripper poles in the thing, and you're just like, you want to remember this card? And they're like, yeah. You're just like, I don't know why they thought this was a good idea.
Yeah. Do the balloon swallow again. All right.
I'll take your money, but
yeah,
whatever.
I got a clip for you guys. We talked about this, but I just want to show you the clip, and we can talk about it tomorrow.
Okay, let's go. Hold tight and get me on 3. 1, 2. Ah! Woo! That wasn't good. Damn it. That was not great.
Man, he handles it well.
Man, and he goes off stage for like 10 minutes and comes back out and finishes the show.
Ah! Well, that was not great.
Like, how chilled of a guy can you be, like, on stage?
Well, that's a guy that I think accepts responsibility for his decisions. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. Like, I think he's like, these people have paid to see it. If I screw it up, I'm not going to just like not finish the show for them. Like that guy accepts his mistakes, and that's kind of crazy when you think about it.
And I think something else happened as well in that show, because I think I showed you this photo already, but he also, when he did the leap into the boxes, like smashed his arm, so he's got like bruises on his elbow, and then he's got the hole in his hand from the thing. It's crazy, right? So now that I've seen David Blaine and I've seen Darren Brown mess up Russian roulette, if anyone's ever doing a Russian roulette where you think you're going to use a real spike, just know that the best people in the world have messed it up. So there's a good chance you're going to mess it up as well.
Well, I've never messed it up.
Unless you're Jason.
That's right.
If you're David Blaine, you find a method where that doesn't happen.
Right?
No. Hold on. Let me stop you there, Doug. If you're David Blaine, you specifically find a method where that is likely to happen, because that guy always puts his body through torment. If
But
you're
not
someone
if
like,
you're at a
Darren Brown,
he's in a multi-million-dollar contract. That thing goes through his hand and his show's shut down. And now what? Now there's millions of dollars of tickets and business that's lost.
If the guy puts ice picks through his hands all the time, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah. Wow.
When I do that trick though, if I ever told, I mean, I've shown you guys, I think already.
You have.
But I had this fucking little piece of plastic lathe that fits in the bottom of the cups. You can't.
Yeah, but you're still using a real.
It's a real spike, but
yeah,
it's impossible for it to go wrong unless, of course, I just neglect to put the fucking safety bits on. Do you know what I mean?
Well, luckily you're not actively working that routine every day, so the odds are you probably will be fine.
I'll do it. No, I'll do it every day. Screw you. You can't tell me what to do.
All right, 365 of Russian
365 Russian roulette challenge.
Yeah.
Also, yes, other people do that trick. Why would he even be doing that? He should pick a different moment to put himself in danger. That's I have unique a feeling, and not threatening.
Well, I have a feeling it's like on his special where he does that trick first, and then he goes. But ultimately, this is ironic. He says ultimately everyone wants to see the spike go through the hand, and that's when he does needle through hand normally or the ice pick. But in this case, he didn't have to say that because he did actually show them what they actually want to see.
I can see that, but still, meh.
It's crazy that you would, that he would get in that position. But he is crazy himself, so he'd want to push himself to that.
This right here is a big ass color changing knife. Look at the size of it; it's massive. It's massive, dude. All right, let's start with a quick.
This sounds like the beginning.
Blade. What's up, guys? Welcome back to day number 1. Today we've got the color changing knife. Just give it a rub and it changes. See that? Isn't this cool? Paid top dollar for this thing.
It's really good.
It's just a big knife, dude. I love big knives.
No doubt. You need to cut a bit. You're ready to go with something like that.
That's right. This right here is actually a Brisbane credit card. Now, Josh, give me your money. Give me your money. I need to withdraw 20 right now. Give me your money.
Well, with that tone of voice, gladly.
You get bonus points if you know where that line originated.
The credit card joke?
With the knife?
Well, I've heard Jason say it, and I've heard Joel Fenton say it. So it must be from someone good, but someone
David Regal. Old. David Regal.
See if anyone from the chat comes up with it before I just blab it.
Surely David Regal's not using that joke.
Yeah, he uses that.
It's an old guy. It's this guy's dead. He's one of the oldies.
Oh, Cellini.
But one of the greats.
Santa.
Invented the best trick of all time.
Busco.
Jesus.
Gazzo.
His first name is Don.
Oh, Don Julio. I love that guy.
Donald Trump.
Pretty drunk.
Don Perignon.
Don Allen.
Nah, he didn't invent that joke.
Oh, okay.
Nah,
Have you seen his card stab through the paper bag?
Yes.
Have you? It's a great one. Chicago credit card. Switchblade comes out. Don Allen.
I bet when he first started saying that joke, it just slayed. Because no one had heard it before. No? All right.
Yeah. Jason's looking up Don Allen.
I'm looking up. I'm actually looking up the joke. I get the feeling that it's been published beforehand somewhere.
Man.
Because it's like
pressed to
it's like
Don
old,
Allen.
Man. Like this joke is old.
Yeah, so he's doing this joke in the 40s probably, right? So
probably, yeah, true. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Doug, when we had Ken Axel on last week, you had a gig.
I did.
How was that?
It was a fine small business affair, and I survived.
Great, man.
It's like all gigs. That's about all I do.
Didn't you say it was a holiday park?
Yes, a holiday party for a small business.
Check-in. It's hard to remember lies, but you got it.
By the way, before we move on, did you know that King Henry made $350 doing bar magic in the Qantas Club in Singapore? It's the best place to do magic. That's 350 Singapore dollars, people. Do you know what that translates into Australia? Like 40 grand.
That's true.
Man, can you get that? So if you just look down here.
That's funny. That's humor.
Thanks,
what do you guys think is the best trick of 2022? Well, we haven't had 2023 yet.
If we look just over here, there's a question on the screen. I want you guys to have a quick gander at that.
Just over there.
It's literally, hang on a sec. Let me just get this right. Hang on. Oh, shit. It was USD, baby. That's 50 grand Australian. Wow, rich. All right. That's why they call him the king.
Oh, What do you guys think was the best trick? Was there?
Well, I'm missing some valuable context here. I won't book another mentalist when Jason is home. Well, he clearly hated that. I'm going to need a little more context. Hey, could we bring that up on the screen, please? Just real quick.
Okay.
Just down. Just put it under me chin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? What do you mean, brother? I'm looking at this comment here, and I'm very confused.
I think he's referencing Kent coming on last week. Now that you want to put a pin in it, I think it has something to do with. Yeah, it was a nice interview. I mean,
I thought it was good. I liked that guy. He was a nice dude. Did I hate that guy? I can't remember. Pretty sure I didn't hate that guy. That guy was pretty nice.
Yeah. You had good
We
opinions
had
to what he was saying.
difference of opinion, yeah, but I don't think that would constitute hate. I like the guy. He was a nice guy.
We've got a few guests lined up in the next couple of weeks. One of which is we've had this guy
Alex
before,
Pandrea.
but we've have you guys been watching Stephen Bridges' series? Like actually watching them, the episodes?
Dude, how good is it? Yeah. I think it's brilliant.
It's really good, and I
That guy
just watched
makes
his
bloody quality content now, mate.
I just watched his final episode. That's out on if you go to the Nebula streaming platform, but I think it comes out on YouTube later this week. And he goes over like the stats of how much the team actually made as a profit, and like some crazy stuff happens. And anyway, talking to Bridges last night, he's going to be on the podcast end of January, so we can debrief about it.
It's a win.
A little bit more, yeah. So stay tuned for that, my friends.
By the way, if you guys have ever been curious about whether or not I have an amazing singing voice, you could watch Mika's latest vlog where I sing on the ukulele. It's a beautiful thing. It's been posted 1 minute ago as of now.
Is this a vlog?
Yeah.
Did you just post a vlog while you were on the podcast?
No, Mika did, but I'm just in the vlog because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm like pretty much running in 2 vlogs at the moment. I'm doing double the content because I'm in Mika's content as well. It's kind of.
Well, and you were in Adam's content as well.
I'm everywhere, bro.
How is Mika going? Is he
enjoying
himself? Well, just the whole rounds thing of it. Like, is he getting used to Australia?
Well, let me put it this way. I tell you, the heat is knocking him for a tenner because he's he's from New Zealand. Over there, it's pretty cool all the time, and he's lives there his whole life, and now he's come over in the Australian summer where it's just hot and it's like actually affecting him.
Does it cool off at night?
The humidity sometimes sticks around, so it does cool off, but then it's like
probably
super humid where it's just like sticky and gross. Like last night was foul.
Yeah, you're surrounded by water. It's the same way it is here.
Yeah, and however, how's he going? He's doing well, man. He started off a little chump that couldn't make any money, and now he's like starting to get to a stage where he's building actual crowds.
Some of those photos you shared.
Here's a picture of our boy with his first ever proper little crowd. See that?
Ooh-wee.
Not too bad. And then we fast forward.
That looks like you 10 years ago in Queen
Street.
Right,
100%. Then we fast forward to, I believe, about 2 days ago, where his crowds are actually now starting to become a proper semicircle. See?
Damn. Man, he would have got none of this in New Zealand. With that bloody walkway.
Well, he was trying to build crowds like a circus performer. It was very, very awkward to watch.
Because that's who he was hanging out with.
Yeah, it's the only references that he had. Yeah, and then there you go. There's another one down at Circular Quay. Doug, this is the pitch that you were asking about.
Yeah, cool.
See him working away there.
Yep.
And there's my table in the background there.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. He's doing all right. This all started as a prayer, man. I was like, good luck, bro. So there you go. This is in comparison to so this is me
crushing it.
Yeah, baby. That was me. What can I say, man? I am the best. I got another one here for you. Look at this. This is a crowd. Look at that. Boom. Proper.
This is the best podcast material ever.
Proper circle act right there, eh? That's what I'm talking about.
Here's a good question. What'd y'all get magical for Christmas? Anything?
I got a ZV1.
That's pretty.
That probably tops a lot. I got this shirt. Sandy got me this shirt because she knows I'm a magic nerd. So I thank her for it.
Really? What
It's
gave that away?
basically-
Like, what made her think that you were a magic nerd?
I think the fact I do a podcast every week in my room with two guys around the world
No, magic shirts are
tipped
important.
her off.
I got one of these.
Oh, nice! How cool is that, by the
Hey.
way? I got two
super
of
cool.
those.
Talk
we
about the
can
trick of 2023. This might be it. I don't know if there's a
it's
better
good.
release.
I got that, and I was like, "This is sick." I also got this, by the way. I think I showed you already, but I bought
Yeah,
this
you
when
did.
I was. I bought this when I was.
Here's the best
drunk.
gift.
Oh wow!
That's Nick
Wow.
Defot's
Oh,
book,
wow.
Offbeat.
Ooh.
Erudite
Wow.
Magic, who does book reviews on YouTube, called this the book of 2022. I got to agree with it. It's a compilation of stand-up material, essays on comedy magic, foreword by Mac King, who calls this young man the future of comedy magic. And, it's hard to find good stand-up material or comedy, magic in general, especially from a working pro. This guy fills in for Mac King when Mac's dark on occasion. So
Wow.
that's Nick DeFott's book, and that's a good gift for me.
Oh,
I think
that's
I
awesome.
might actually pick that up. That
You
seems
sh-
really
it's good.
Yeah. With travel opportunities opening up, what magical items are you most concerned about when traveling overseas? What do you think,
Heroin,
Josh?
Needles.
Yeah, the what is it? The Russian roulette heroin act, where you just have 5 needles, but only one of them has heroin.
Yeah. What? Oh. The cyanide roulette, where you've just got little
Yeah,
test
that's
tubes.
a good one. I like that one. That's the best.
Yeah.
No, I don't really have any problems traveling because all my props are firstly really sturdy because they're all used on the streets mostly. I think the only thing that I ever find annoying to fly with is like a table when I need to perform at the table. But I do have like several tables that are designed specifically for flying, like the one that I got in Korea, stuff like that. Like those are all good. But yeah, so I don't really seem to have an issue with it. I guess I would be a little bit nervous with the new bottles. Did I tell you about those bottles, the passe bottles?
No, like I don't know what because they're delicate.
Multiplying bottles. Yeah, they're like they're really good quality ones, but they're really thin. So I would be really nervous about them getting crushed in the flight or something. So
I've always wanted a nice set of those.
$3,000, bro. Just pick yourself up a set.
Is that what it is? $3,000 for a good set?
Yeah, $3,000 for the set, if you know what I'm saying. Like the best of the best. Yeah. About 3.2 altogether. But it's not bad.
I'll
I
go
think
with
it's well
Wish.
worth it.
I saw a set for $12.99 on Wish. I've been looking at.
They look like ass, man. They look exactly like you'd expect them to.
You'll just be
Get them.
wishing
They're
you bought the
they're
real
like
set.
little liquor bottles. They're this big.
Oh man, I've seen it's disappointing, man. It's so disappointing. Some magic props are just so shit. They're just so freaking terrible. But then you get like for a good quality ones, you got to pay out the ass for them.
Yeah.
Like a friend recently showed me a prop, which I will not mention on here because they specifically asked me not to, but I'll tell you the cost of it. It was like $7,500. And what the prop is phenomenal, but it's also extremely simple, like something that you could replicate without said prop. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. It was Adam, yeah, but I won't say what it is though. No.
Well, what's the effect that he does with it? What's
I can't say anything about it.
Just tell us his scripting.
Oh yeah.
Because
So
that's not
here's-
important with mentalism.
Hello, guys. So the way that we have our feelings and our emotions are all wrapped up in the same void of energy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The first half of it is writing it down. All right, Governor? You're on your way.
Yeah. You liked his performance of that trick, though, didn't you? You thought it was good.
Oh, I do like it because it's much better than most mental pieces I've seen. Like the way it's delivered.
Mentalists normally suck at speaking, surprisingly.
Well, not just mentalists, but yes, yeah. In terms of mind reading, you got to make it more interesting than write something down. This is what you wrote down.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Okay, well maybe that's why we don't
That's all right.
advance.
We all make mistakes. Yeah, we all make mistakes.
Something I learned over Christmas, in case it helps any other magicians, was I wanted to start doing cube magic at gigs and didn't want to carry one around. So what I started doing was just going to the event and just leaving one sat somewhere on one of the cocktail tables. And then eventually when you're roving around, you'll see someone with it or it'll be on a table. And then you go into it because they'll usually bring it up or you just say, oh,
that's a good idea.
Is that yours? I found this super helpful because
you can
now it
sprinkle
seems...
a few around for that matter. Why just one? Put a couple around, you know?
Well, you know, budget.
Put a gimmicked one around.
Yeah, and when I did an engineering event and I left it mixed up, and when I got back to it, it was solved because some of the engineers actually were solving them. So I added to their extra value to their entertainment.
All right, Josh, I want you to think of one of these colors here. You think of yellow?
Right, that was insane. That was insane, mate.
I am the cube master. I am the one who does cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
cube magic, man. I've recently started trying to dabble in the art of cubes as well, only because it's like I can solve them pretty quick and I can do some pretty cool stuff with them, but I never actually bothered trying to perform with them. So I'm like, maybe I'll just take a minute to figure it out. And are you doing like a whole ass routine by like Brendan Brundage or whatever his name is, Stephen Brundage? That's the one.
Well, it comes up as kind of an offbeat because it's already on the table, right? So either they'll give it to me and be like, "Oh, you're smart. You should be able to solve this." So while I'm there, I've given the deck to someone to shuffle. I'll be like, "All right, I'll have a go at it," or I'll just be like, "Oh, is that yours? What is this?" And they always think it's just part of the event because they always have like Jenga set up for them and whatever other crap. Anyway, so what I do is depending on what's happened, most of the time I leave it in a stack so that I could do a fast solve. But most of the time it gets mixed up. So first I do a real solve, and then I go into the slow motion solve, the imagination solve. And then I go into there's a record for how fast you can solve one of these. How fast would I have to solve it to impress you? And then they say whatever. And then I go, all right, start counting. And then I just toss it up in the air, catch it solved.
That slow solve, is that by our boy V-Dog?
You know it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
It is very good.
It's the best one it's the best one on the non-market. Suckers, you guys will never learn it.
Yeah, exactly. It's the tits. So that's what I'm doing. I'm like doing a real solve, imagination solve, and then a fast solve.
Oh, really? Is that the whole routine? That's kind of nice. I like that it's so streamlined.
Yeah. If I really had to, you could do the behind the back with the spectator one, which I've done at maybe one of the events, but it's really not needed because it feels to them like it was an impromptu thing that you've just fried them with. So that's kind of all they need to see.
That's true.
You know,
I do love a good cube routine. Oh, look, I just got another subscriber, Josh. Huh.
Fantastic.
Nice.
I love how a lot of this podcast, every time you're talking, you're also hearing the crackling of the cube solve. It's fantastic. Yeah. And I also loved that last week's episode, I'm re-listening to it again, and all I could hear was...
Who was doing that, though?
At least 10 minutes of the podcast. You were doing it. You're just like,
no way. Are you sure it wasn't me? Are you sure it wasn't me typing? Because I was playing a video game at the same time as.
No, because you were zoned out for you were listening to Kent talk a lot, and you were doing your flourishes, and then you just hear like a bird.
Yeah, it's because I have a fiddly personality. Look, I don't know about you guys, but I find that the reason why I'm so good at magic is because I find the need for my hands to remain constantly occupied doing something.
Oh, I know.
Right.
And so your parents were like, "We got to get him into magic because this is getting out of control. What he's doing with himself."
I was still in the womb. I was still in the womb, and they just shoved a deck of cards up there for me.
Yeah, we got to get a deck. We got to get a deck into his hands pronto.
And then I came out, and I'm like, wah, 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 pick a card. Wah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I've hung out with you many times, and I think we spend the whole time, and I enjoy it because I don't have any other friends that do that.
Tell me how you really
feel. We spend the whole time trying to show each other our entire repertoire of moves.
I know.
And once I've run out in 5 minutes, I watch you for the next 2 hours.
You don't run out. Come on, you're full of moves, brother.
No,
I've seen you do.
I just don't show it.
I've seen you do a few tricks that you've done well. They don't call Josh the best magician in the world for nothing. In fact, they don't call him that at all. They just call him Josh. But he is pretty good.
Where's the rim shot? Come on, you guys have the.
Oh, it's the cash register shot. Whoops, my bad.
Nice.
There it is.
Got there.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, you know what they say, brother. Sometimes when you rim shot, you got to hit everything else on the way through. Rim shot acquired.
Hey. Now all we need to see is another subscriber pop up.
That'll happen in 3, 2.
Bing.
This is a shitty podcast, man. We're not doing great with this Christmas episode, are we?
That sucked.
Anyway,
Doug. So Jason, we haven't heard your goals. Like we've heard lots of talk about getting us to do 365s, but what is your goals for this year?
I have a lot of goals for this new year.
Okay,
Let me rattle off a couple for you, and let me see how we go. Okay.
All right.
Firstly, I want to end the year with a brand new street show.
A new street show.
Not necessarily that I'll stop doing the cups and balls, but I want to have another show that could make as much or more as said cups and balls. That's totally different. I don't want any cups in there, or like, I don't want to do the same magic tricks in there.
I like this.
That's one goal. Another goal is that I would like to make enough money from YouTube ad revenue to at the very least cover the cost of my rent alone. Right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking high. And then I would like to, I have subscriber goals on every platform, obviously, but they're whatever, kind of outside of my control. And then the content. Oh, I do have a goal. There is a certain project that I would love for myself to complete finally, which I have been trying to muster up the courage and power and strength to do it for many years. I'd like to finally check that off. It's something that, that whole challenge is something that I will do in my lifetime eventually. At one stage, I will finish it. I don't know if it's going to be this time, but it will happen. I will finish it eventually.
Why don't you film 365 videos, not post any?
Yeah, then just throughout the course of it, I just get older. So in the space of 1 year, I aged drastically.
Oh no, it's more like you're 40 years old now, and you go, all right, guys, I'm going to do the 365 challenge. Here we go, and it starts off with you being 30 years old, day one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing. I turn 32 next year, right? 32. So time is of the essence. My youthfulness won't remain. I won't remain this beautiful and handsome forever. So I need to use this young prick energy that I've got while I've still got it.
I'd like to note I feel the same way at age 54.
As what you did when you were 30.
With the same vibe though. Not that, just the mindset that
there it is. Told you,
right? But look, you still have 20 years to feel like I do, which is still feeling.
Correction, Doug. I actually have 25 years to feel like you do.
I'm in the not even the mid 50s yet.
Why? How old are you?
54, I think.
What? You don't look a day over 57, mate.
No, I project more of a grandpa energy for the internet, but.
Actually, it's funny that you say that, that I've got 20 odd years to feel the same way as you do. I actually bring this up often to people where I say, some people say it's too late to start doing these goals and blah, blah, blah. And then I say, I've got friends, I've got teachers and mentors and stuff like that who are twice my age, right? Which means at the very least, I still have 30 years left to achieve these goals.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's people like you give me hope, Doug, that you still, even at it's probably rude to say even at your age, but the fact that you are
one of the great things about magic, we can grow old gracefully with it and still do it into our elder years. You look at guys like Johnny Thompson and Max Maven and Billy McComb, and there's so many, right? Even like Amazing Jonathan, who tried to hang it up, but it kept going until he couldn't, it's like even in challenging times, you can still go. And you think you're too old and no, you're wrong.
Yeah,
no,
I
agree.
Doug is still a spring chicken. I mean, Copperfield is bloody 66 and he's still powering, 10 shows a week or 15 shows a week or whatever it is that Mike was telling us.
I'm quite certain I have only recently acquired true wisdom and I'm about to do some of the greatest things in my life. It's very exciting to be me.
I bet you can't wait for
it's
that
very exciting
shorts
to watch
revenue
you,
to
Doug.
start.
Thank you.
Very exciting to be friends with you, Doug. I think you're an amazing human.
Thanks, brother.
And please think of us in your will when you have to
decide
what you do with your YouTube shorts revenue. Okay.
I'm still poor. There's no money here yet, man. Cost of living sucks.
But you are like not having to busk now, right? Like you are making your living from your
moving forward, I am less interested in that. And I've had some challenging weekends the last time I went out. I thought about bringing up the weekend I had last weekend where I was cursing at people on the pitch, and I have it filmed. But I thought this is not the holiday fare we need. And sadly, I was
bring it up. Bring it up. Let's hear it. What are you cursing at them for, man? Holy.
So you want the story?
Tell us.
Yeah, give us a little.
I'm set up with Connor O'Carrig, the leprechaun. He's in town, and we go out to the pitch early to claim the spot because that's what you have to do in New Orleans. And we're out there by 9:30 in the morning. And it's not pleasant. It's cold. It's been chilly in the States recently, and it was a cold weekend. But we're there. We're set up and getting prepared to work. It's 9:30, right? So it's early still.
Yeah.
After about an hour, 2 solicitors show up and set up directly in front of us. Literally right in front of us. We have our tables, our amps, and they decide that right in front of our pitch is where they're going to stand and try to stop tourists to give them money for a group with which it changes, but this day they were portraying Planned Parenthood, which is to help with unplanned pregnancies. Not exactly.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to save the world, yada, yada, yada. Anyway.
What it is a group that solicits money for whatever organization they can pretend to. They're just collecting cash on the street from unsuspecting tourists. And these idiots decide that once again, it's not the first time it's happened. They decide that they can set up right in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, I get the frustration. No, I've had... I try to avoid swearing, of course.
Well, here's what I have on video. I wasn't swearing. I said, here was the conversation. I said, before this goes anywhere, I'm going to ask for a little consideration. And if you could just stand 5 feet over there and do your business, we can all go to work. I'm just asking that you not stand directly in front of me.
Right.
And that request was met, as I quote, stonewalled. Not even a response. They looked at me like I was stupid. Didn't say a word, went right about their business.
Oh, that's when you just that's when you just get loud and proud, man. Like I've had people try to do that to me. I had on the weekend I had some violinist set up next to me, like right next to me, like practically on top of me. And I was like, you know what, screw you. I'll just and I just turned my amp. I turned my amp down a little bit just to kind of prove a point. And then I just build this big ass show, and I make sure that the crowd stands on his stuff. Like I make sure they stand all over him, like, and then it's like now he has to move, right?
I clearly explained this to them. I said, "Look, you do this." I said, "What's going to happen when the sunshine gets here is we're going to blow this pitch up, and you're not going to work at all. You're just creating bad energy for yourself and conflict." And the last thing I said to them before their supervisor showed up and moved them, I said, "Enjoy the pitch. You got about 30 minutes, and you're not going to be working anymore." You know, I also informed them that I'd be happy to make this my job today. Instead of filming my magic tricks, I'll film your farce where you're trying to steal money from tourists, and I'll put that on my social media. My audience can watch me not work because of your thievery. How about that? You want to see that? And that's like, I got 1 million eyeballs. You want to be on TikTok? You know?
Yeah,
Oh shit! You came up with the. Big
I wouldn't even give them the publicity, to be honest. But
But it's just they weren't even communicating with me. They were just stupid people.
They treat you like you're some moron that. Yeah.
No, they are just so moronic. They can't understand. Their boss told them that was their spot. That's where their permit is. They're permitted for that corner. but that corner is 20 feet. It's not right in front of me. The corner is big. Go find 5. I asked for 5 feet. That's what I asked for, and I got 0.
Yeah, just start roasting them in your show. That's what I would do.
Oh, they got roasted. Maybe I'll put it on the YouTube. Maybe.
Yeah, I roast people like that all the time, man. Just give them a
I'll
hard
let them have
roasting.
it.
You know the dummy spit show. You familiar with this? The dummy spit show. But we call that. That's what we call it in Australia. But it's when you're doing a show and it's really really difficult to get the crowd on your side. Like they refuse to like give you anything, right? They just stand there and stare you down. And so you do a dummy spit show, and that's when you like kind of do the show, but you crack the shits while you do the show. you kind of act like a grumpy magician, right? I did one of those. I did my first dummy spit show. I haven't done one in like ages, and I finally had this crowd that was so irritating. They just refused to give me anything, and they would just like scowl at me the whole time I was doing the show. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why are you watching me if you just want to be so like angry and negative? Like, why even bother watching me? So I did the dummy spit show where you turn the character on and you start acting all cranky and aggressive and blah, blah, blah. That show ended up being massive. That show was huge. The point of the story is, though, have you ever done a dummy spit show where you crack the shits and you do the show almost grumpy and grouchy?
I wouldn't say I've done that, but I certainly make drastic changes to the show that I think provide the same energy that an audience feeds off, where you're doing something that's so out of the normal that you're projecting an energy that they feel.
Yeah.
But no, you just go out there and be a grumpy ass and be
I didn't start off a grumpy ass, man, but these people were like, it's like they were making it their mission to try and make me feel worthless. So I was like, you know what? 2 can play at that game. Then it was like
the dance monkey vibes.
Becomes like a
monkey.
Yeah, kind of. And it becomes like a battle of me versus 200 people that I'm surrounded by, you know? And then I ended up crushing them all because every time someone would say something, I've got a line for them. So it's just like they can't win 200 people versus me, and they still don't have enough material, you know? Like, and then I just crush them. It's funny as. Love that. The dummy spit show. What about you, Josh? You ever do a dummy spit show? Or at least
repeat corporate,
or at the very least, a dummy spit performance where you're performing to a group of like people that are just assholes, and you're just like, you know what?
Definitely in close up. I've had that situation, but I'm only handling up to 10 people in that situation, so it's like it's easy to shut down or just give them shit right back. Normally, you just kind of project whatever they're gonna give to me, I'll give back to them, so they realize like.
Doug, have you heard the expression "crack the shits" before?
Yeah, about 3 minutes ago. Prior to that, no.
Wow.
This is a very normal thing to say in Australia. That's so funny that this is like
figured
new. This is so funny that this is like new for you guys.
It's just funny. Like spit the dummy, but
yes, spit the dummy, crack the dummy,
which we also never hear. No one knows what that means either.
Wow, that's so
spit
interesting.
The dummy. But I got the vibe, right?
Josh, new lines for your next Aussie Magic video. Huh?
Yeah, correct.
G'day, mate. We're just gonna try to avoid cracking the shits today and spitting the dummy while we do a magic trick with these here cards right here.
Yeah, with this color changing dummy. Look, check it
out. The color changing pacifier. In America, I guess they call it a pacifier, right? We call it a dummy.
Yeah. Oh, Tom's got brings up a good point. Yeah, I did put up a drunk magic video where I did give someone a stare down, kind of, but I was just kind of to that guy. He was just the worst. He was the perfect example of just like a drunk heckler that still wants to see magic, but he also wants to grab everything. He also wants to try and say how everything's happening, even though he's not correct. But at one point, I just hold his shoulder. I'm like, bro, this is just for a bit of fun, remember? and then I keep going. But like, I'm trying to do a coin routine, and even though I do a retention, he goes, I know the coin's there, and it's not. And then he just goes, oh no, it's there. And then I show him it's not. It's like, no, it's there, And I do coin under watch, and he's like, but the girl's got her hands closed, and he's like, I saw you put it in her hands already. I know it's there. And I'm like, all right, big fella, well, open your hands. And she shows it's not there. And then he's like, And and then it reveals it's under the watch, and it's like, oh yeah, I know you must have put it there. I'm like, bro, how do you think it gets there, you idiot? Like,
you're just like you know what they say, brother, 50 wrong answers and eventually you'll get another one wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the perfect time I can pinpoint a moment doing a show, it was a dinner show. There was like 20 people at a long table, and it was actually the boss giving me the shits. Like, the boss kept heckling. And so I did the build change routine where you do it twice, but the second person gets the 5, you know, that you borrowed from the first person. So you borrow a 5, changes to 50, and then you go, oh, who's got 100? And then the boss gave out, he had another 50. I'm like, oh, check this out. Turned into the 5. I gave it back to him, and then I'm like, all right, do you have any other smart remarks to throw at me, or can we keep doing the show?
You just kept the 50? Please tell me you actually kept it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. 100%.
Oh, hell yeah. That's so good. That's so good. Yeah, and never give it back.
I didn't know.
If he comes up and asks for it at the end, you're just like, sorry, bro, that's not how the trick works.
Yeah, because technically, him and the first person could swap notes, right? And they would have their original notes back. But he's not going to go to her and say, oh, hey, can I change this 50 for a 5? So he didn't say anything, but it felt great.
That's so good. I love that. I also like telling, you know, this is like not a common thing that magicians will do, but I actually love telling my audience to shut up. Like, if they're being rude or annoying, I literally just say, would you just shut up? Or they repeat the same joke and then I just roast them for it. Like, I'm like, you really think you're the first guy to ever make that joke? You're the most unoriginal kind of person. Just shut up and watch the trick.
Yeah.
Like, you can only get away with it though if you really have no I don't know, no inkling to get hired again.
I wonder if it could be a funny thing to once they just heckle the shit, like they're just being a total dickhead, you'd be like, oh, what's your name? And they're like, John whatever Edwards. You're like, okay. I wonder if you could just take out a piece of paper that says, like, you don't read it, but it says like people to kill, and then you just write down his name and then fold it back up.
Or what if you did like a thumb writer? Here's an idea. What if you're real good at the thumb writer, and then you write his name down, and it says and it's like, you get the boss or you get the person that hired you to sign it first, and then at the top it just says, beware of this asshole, and then you like thumb write his name on it, and it's like, oh, so you're the guy. You're actually the guy that I was warned about who was an asshole.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, sometimes you just got to have fun with it and just, you know.
I think so. I think it's about treating people the same way you treat your friends. That's how I handle the magic game. I try to make everyone my friend, and then I also roast them the same way. Like, if my friends are annoying, I roast them for that too. You know, just like what Josh does.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.